has continued to remain very good. There were 584 sales last month, which represented, again, another top 10 month in the history of the Central Okanagan in unit sales. So extremely busy out there. Some numbers of relevance that I looked at. The list to sale ratio now year to date in all product types is about 48%, which is well into a good solid market. And the inventory is down about 14%. It is different in different categories though. Residential, for example, although I think that's the one that everyone talks about, the average home price, how many residential sales. I was at the hockey rink last night and someone said to me, gee, every house in my street looks like it's been sold. And that's sort of where everyone thinks it's just the residential market, but we'll see that the actual multifamily market is much hotter. So sales in residential up about 15% year to date, but the actual listings are up slightly as well, which is what has kept that market reasonably stable. Inventory down about 16%, and the total inventory now, our monthly inventory is about 4.5 months. So it's about 4.5 months worth of product out there based on listings and sales. The hottest part of the market, and again I say this because we have said it now for about 4 months in a row, is condominium. Listings are actually down 2% year to date. Sales are up 36% year to date. The list to sell ratio now is over 52%, which means we're getting very, very close to that being a seller's market. And inventory is down 23%. So all of those combined makes it interesting that because the prices do not appear to have changed very much year to date, but I'll talk about the monthly total in a while. What's everyone think's going to happen with condominium prices in the next 6 months? Yeah, I think that would be the consensus. It's a product type that can't be replaced quickly. So if there's a shortage on the market, unlike in residential, we can bang up a house in 9 months. Condominiums can take 2, 3, 4 years before we can actually bring them onto the market. So I think we are going to see some movement in the condominium price, although it started in the last 3 months, I believe, but it hasn't reflected in the year-to-date totals. The townhouse market, interestingly, sales are also up 36%, but the actual listings are up 13% as well, and the inventory is actually up. So that's a bit more of a stable market. And if you look at the pricing, it's pretty stable in townhouse, up about 4 or 5%. Not a lot to talk about with lots. Listings and sales about the same as last year. Prices about the same as last year. Another interesting market is the mobile home market, where inventory is down about 10% and listings are up over 30%. So our inventory now is getting extremely low in mobile home markets. Again, it's hard to believe that we'd say that that's actually now probably a hot part of the market, and we may see some price movement there as well because the inventory is down to about 4.5 months. If we look at the 12-month total, some of the interesting numbers. The price ratio now in all price category or all product categories is up over 96% for the last 4 months. So that's a good solid market. We'll go down to residential, and you can see the last 4 months we've had well over 200 sales, approaching 300 sales every one of those months. And although it looked like prices were not going up in March and April after we had that really, really hot February, we've seen 3 months in a row now where prices have been at or above $500,000. So clearly prices in residential are moving as well. It's not just that high-priced product is selling. Every part of the market is moving. And then a couple of other categories to support that as well is that the price ratio for the last 5 months has been around 97%, and we've been looking at about 70 days to sell over each of the last 5 months. If we look in the condominium market, again, interesting, if you look at the sales totals over the last 4 months, unlike townhouse and residential, which have remained reasonably stable in the last 3 months, condos are actually growing each month. There's more and more sales happening. There was 123 sales last month, which is a phenomenal number. That is very close to what we did in July of 2007. I went back and compared, and I think it was 133 or something, so it's very, very close. And the price ratio is solidly at 96%. We'll go down to townhouse, sales solid, price range pretty solid, but the price ratio continues to be high at close to 98%. So a very, very strong market in townhouse, but with that rising inventory there, prices seem to be a little bit more stable. Any questions about the market?
Do you see any land coming out of land freeze in Wentworth because of condos needing to be built?
No. Yeah, the land freeze here, for those of you who haven't been in it for a long time, I don't You may see a little bit of stuff come out, but the land commission has been very strict about taking agricultural land out. So they have some stuff targeted, which we don't know what that is, but I don't anticipate any. There's lots of sites available for redevelopment for condos, and there's lots of condo sites, quite frankly, available to go right now. It's just